Hey, sorry to interrupt the video here, but you might hear like a little static, like undertone if you have the video too loud. I'm sorry. I actually have my mic turned up to like 90. I normally record with it at 60 because it's like boosted a lot, but I forgot about that and I'm sorry. Anyways, I hope you enjoy. Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Keyxkay here. We a little late today. Damn, my hair fucked up. Everything fucked up. Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Keyxkay. Welcome home. Today, the horror party's just beginning and it's Freak Frog Freaky Friday and we all locked in. It's been like a week since I recorded, bro. It's been like, I was sick, bro. Leave me alone. But today we're gonna get locked in. We're gonna watch some horror videos and we're gonna get lit. We're gonna edit this. It's currently 7:17 right now and I'm moving a little slow with my day today, but I think we could get it done. And the first video for today is the origin of Siren Head. I'm gonna create a Discord where y'all can send shit. I just gotta get locked in. My YouTube shit has been like a little fluctuating. Anyways, I'm Zup popped through to the stream a couple days ago. I thank you, bro. I love you. I hope you see this. I don't know if you're subbed to me, but we gotta get a collab going. Anyways, let's get in.
Of course it would decide to come back today.
Why wouldn't it,
Of
bro?
all days.
There we
Any
go.
foggy day is fair game. But today, if it was smart enough to keep track of time, I'd say it was mocking me.
Damn.
It would have been easy to stay home that day. Maybe
Look
do
at that
something
little
useful.
puppy.
Help pond the fields, or hang the washing up to dry like Ma asked. But the sun was so warm and inviting. A
I heard this
perfect
music.
summer day like that couldn't be wasted.
That's a nice guitar
But
right there.
even then, there's a million other things a kid could have done in the farm bathed in sunshine. Plenty of places I could have gone. Of course, they told us to stay out of the woods, but I always sneaked out, and they never stopped me.
Oh,
I thought Ma was paranoid. Whoever
He a
heard of
bad
people
kid.
disappearing in those woods? That's the kind of stuff you hear in children's books. Pa gave that indifferent, listen to your mother nod whenever Ma brought it up.
facts.
Probably too busy to care what she was lecturing me about.
Damn.
Despite it all, I figured this is real life, not some fairy tale. There's nothing but critters and mischief out there.
Yeah. You about
What
to
really
take
sent
it.
me into the woods that day was naivete, bravery, and a girl named Caroline.
Ooh, Caroline.
Even after thinking about it all these years, I can't quite put my finger on the moment things went wrong. Maybe I
shit.
just wasn't alert or observant enough. Milo sure was, though. Good old
W
boy.
Milo.
His walk got more and more tense, and he started growling. He always did that when meeting new people, so it was easy to dismiss. By that time, we were getting pretty deep into the woods, and I expected her to pop out from behind a tree at any second.
Oh, hell
She
no.
was definitely nearby, but I couldn't find her. And then she started calling my name, asking me to find her.
Oh, nah.
Jackson!
Ooh.
Jackson! Come!
Jackson, don't go
Her
there.
voice was
Hit the...
muffled, staticky, or maybe she was just further away from the spot where we said we'd meet. She wasn't as familiar with the woods as I was.
Jackson,
so
turn her around.
I
Head back
started
home.
worried that she'd gotten lost.
We
even
going
though
home.
she didn't sound scared.
Me and Milo leaving. You
I
can stay here.
arrived at the meeting spot.
Ooh, ew.
An old stump that kind of looked like it had a face carved into it.
I look
The
evil.
woods were darker, the trees much
This music
taller and
groovy.
more dense, and there seemed to be fewer creatures around. It was quiet. No bird calls or squirrels scurrying up and down the tree trunks. I called to her a few times, but she just kept calling for me to come.
Oh, hell nah. That's
Milo
getting
was
spooky
still on
now.
edge, and I was starting to feel tense too. That could have been when things went wrong. After a few minutes, I was worried that she had hurt herself and needed my help, so I went off in the direction of her voice,
No.
deeper into the woods.
Oh, hell
I
nah.
called to her
It's
over and over, getting more
Jinx.
concerned with every passing
one.
minute. The tree trunks were
Damn.
immense, and I can't say that the tales of people
Yo, she
disappearing
annoying.
at the hands of a forest-dwelling monster didn't cross my mind.
Oh, you see that? You see that? You see that? Look at this. Look at this. That ain't normal. That ain't normal. That's a hand right there. That ain't normal. I didn't
In
even
my
peep it for a
head,
second.
I was preparing a speech to recite for Caroline when I found her. Something about sending me on a wild goose chase through the woods and making me worry about her. She sounded like she was nearby, but something about her voice was freaking me out. I thought about turning back and
Damn!
calling it quits,
Jackson.
but I felt like I
bro.
was getting close. Then Milo started barking the loudest I'd ever heard him.
Oh shit.
And darted back and forth around me. I panicked and backed up too quickly, tripping over a root and falling. A sharp pain shot up my leg. From the forest floor, I looked up at the canopy,
Oh shit.
and my jaw dropped. Standing at least 40 feet tall was the
Damn.
nastiest combination
People?
of man and machine I'd ever seen. Its arms and legs were so thin, I could see the outlines of veins and bones beneath the skin. There wasn't a bit of flesh on its torso either.
This description
Looked
is
like
so
a
nasty.
vacuum-sealed skeleton. But the creepiest part was its head, or lack of a head. Atop its neck were a pair of sirens facing in opposite directions. No eyes or ears, but it did have mouths inside those sirens. And as I looked up at it, completely in shock, it turned down towards me and opened its mouths.
Ugh.
I scrambled to my feet and ran with all the strength I had.
That's a good move
Milo
right there.
bulked by my side, just
Look
as
at
afraid
Milo
as
with
I
his tongue
was,
out.
hearing the deafening sounds
I
of
know I
trees
look so
cracking
stupid.
around me, their enormous trunks splintering and crashing to the ground. That's
Fuck.
when the siren started blaring from the creature's head.
Get out of
My
there.
muscles burned and my lungs screamed for air as I burst through the
I'm
clearing
out.
of our east field. Ma was standing by the truck on the far side, her mouth
Keep
open
moving.
in disbelief.
Keep
I'm
moving.
sure she could have felt the ground shaking from a mile away. Pa was already running towards me with
Damn.
a shotgun, but as he saw the horror that came behind me, he stopped dead in his tracks.
I'd have hit.
Eyes wide, he pointed to the entrance to the tornado shelter built under the house. I didn't think that was going to be enough to keep us safe from this behemoth, but my body was giving out. The pain in my leg from falling in the woods was growing with every stride.
Damn, what'd he
Put
do?
everything
Break
I
his
had
spine?
into that
You
last
running with a
stretch
broke
of my
spine?
sprint to the shelter. Milo managed to keep pace.
Look at Milo.
and
Milo
Pa ran
out.
ahead to unbolt the door. Ma broke out of a trance and scrambled towards the shelter too. The sirens blared on, though ironically there was no tornado. The door flew open and Pa dove inside. Milo leaped in ahead of me, and I stumbled in a few seconds later.
Damn.
It took a few beats for me to realize Ma hadn't come stumbling through the door behind
Oh my god, Ma.
me. She was running as quickly as she could manage, wild eyes staring right into mine, screaming the whole way. But the thing was
Go,
faster
Ma.
than her. And its final step toward her shook the ground so intensely, I thought the house was going to come down on top of us. She was knocked off her feet, and its massive hand came down on top of her.
Punch it.
I looked away.
Oh.
But Pa was transfixed. I'd never seen such helplessness and pain on his face. Ma
Damn.
cried out my name as it lifted her up, then turned to walk back towards the woods.
Ah, nah,
We couldn't do
bro.
anything but watch.
Jackson, come.
Ah, nah. And you gonna use my mom voice to throw it in my face? You gonna use my mom voice to throw it in my face? You set me up with the girl. Alright, that was too much already. And then you gonna take my mother and then use her voice as you leave? Oh, you a taunting son of a bitch. Oh, you. Let me show you. I wanna apologize. And before I even do this, Fred. Ah! What's wrong? The fuck is wrong with me, bro? But I'ma him up like these. I don't care if you 40 feet tall. I'm getting up there somehow. I'ma just I'm a he not surviving.
Milo, come on. We got an old score to settle.
Me and Fred chilling
There
now.
hasn't been a day in my life I haven't thought about that morning. Thought about that thing. How it ruined our family.
Pit Fred right here.
Ruined our lives.
Fred gonna chill
I've
right here.
warned Ma every day, and never even knew what happened to her. How she might have died. Whether it tortured her or not. Or if it just kept her prisoner somewhere.
That's weird.
I lost Pa that day too. He blamed
Damn.
me for the whole mess.
Fuck.
Started drinking, and eventually left.
It's not your fault. Damn, he
All
left.
these years, it's been just you and me, Milo. And now we're going to finish this.
That's a horrible father.
Wherever you've been all these years, I'm sure
Horrible.
you've only hurt people, taken others who were loved, torn families apart. I bet nobody's tried hunting you the way you hunt people, though. And I bet
You see him
I'm
up
one
there?
of the only ones who ever got away from you. You know what that means? I know you.
Oh, look at
And I've
Milo.
got
Why is he
nothing
looking like
left
that?
to lose. I hope you're ready to meet your maker, Siren Head.
Jackson.
Ooh, he's still using my
You
voice.
took
I'm
my
getting
mother.
mad. Get
You
down,
took
Fred.
Caroline.
Get
How
down.
many other
I don't want
voices
you
have
to
you
see
stolen,
this.
freak?
Fuck him up. Yes, sir. Give me that ankle. Damn. Niggas be getting folded. Look at Milo. Look at Milo. Look at Milo. Oh, he got clapped up with one slap. Damn.
Milo. Come, Milo.
Oh, hell nah. That's about to piss me off. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I got Ritz crackers and cheese. That's my snack. I don't know what y'all eating over there, but peep this, peep this, peep this. I gotta limit my strength. I might be too strong. I might break the packaging. All right, let's lock in.
Right. I guess I never considered it had a gender. It was always just this thing. This monster.
Name's
Facts.
Charlotte. And if it's any consolation,
Make
I'm
sure the cheese
sorry
not
your luck
moldy.
has brought you here.
My name's Jackson. Same to you.
What's your story? Clearly you already know about the Siren. Have you had run-ins with him before?
You could say that. He took my mom.
He finna take your dog too.
I'll admit I've never fully recovered. I mean, I went after the guy with just an axe and a shotgun. How nutty must I have been? Every night for years, when I laid my head down, it wasn't the swaying of the wheat or the chirp of the crickets I heard. It was the distorted, muffled voice of my mother speaking to me.
Damn.
It was Siren Head.
You see the peace sign on the skeleton hand back there?
That all sounds really rough. I know you probably heard it from everyone close to you, but it isn't your fault, Jackson.
Oh, I know it isn't my fault. It's his. Now tell me, how did you find yourself down here?
Mine might not be as tragic as yours, but it is complicated, to say the least. In my former life, I was a doctor. Well, at least I was training to be one. When it all began, I was simply a resident, under the tutelage of the master surgeon, Dr. Vincent Henderson. God, did I respect that man.
Oh yeah, she in love.
There was no problem he couldn't fix, big or small.
She a little freak.
Man, if he wasn't set on fixing everything he could. Luckily, I felt the same way. I thought the two of us could change the world.
I
I
bet
would
you
have
did.
followed him to the end of the earth.
Damn.
Sometimes it feels like I did. About 2 years into my residency, he became extremely focused on philanthropic aid. We started taking trips to hospitals in more impoverished areas, volunteering entire weekends at a time. He kept pushing me harder, saying that we needed to do more. It was our civic duty. I was constantly exhausted. I couldn't catch a break. If it was anybody else, I would have given up and found a new surgeon
How much
to
he
study
pay
under,
you?
but he was so inspiring. I pushed through so much exhaustion and pain for him and for the people we were helping.
Oh yeah, nah.
Invariably, there
She
were
wanted that
patients that
deal.
we could do nothing for.
She
Either we
wanted
were
that
too
deal.
late or they were too sick. Over time, I started to become accustomed to death, as most doctors do. But
Damn.
Vincent took it hard every single time. He said it felt like he personally failed them. One
Damn.
night, we were closing up his practice, and he pulled a bottle of gin out of his desk drawer.
Oh,
Told me
he's
I could stay for a
stressing.
drink if I'd like. And of course I did. As the night went on, he
She
got
want
more
that
and more
dick.
distraught, going on his usual tirade,
Ugh.
rating himself for not doing enough. He said that every patient who died in his care was a life that he'd wasted. That stuck out to me. He never said that before. So I tried consoling him, saying that it wasn't up to him what they did with their lives. Then he looked at me intensely and said, "Maybe not, but there is something we can do with their deaths." He had me follow him into an exam room at the back of the practice, pushed a floor-to-ceiling storage cabinet aside to reveal a metal door that I'd never seen before.
What the fuck?
Milo. Hey,
What the
Milo. Where are you, boy?
Oh hell no. Milo, you know that's not him. Stop being weird, dog. Oh.
Wow. A secret room. What was in there?
Siren head, big
The room
ass.
was a cold storage unit. I'd never known about it all my months of working with him. He unlocked it and ushered me inside. I remember the shock, mostly, and the smell. There were 4 bodies laying on metal exam tables covered in thin white sheets. Panic started to rise, and every muscle in my body was ready to run, but a certain curiosity held me back. He walked to the first body and looked at me before lifting the sheet. It was a Caucasian male, about 40, bloated and extremely pale. His skull had been opened and sewn shut again, and there were pins sticking into his scalp. There was a
Oh, hell
speaker in
no.
his mouth, stretching his lips abnormally wide. The second body Vincent uncovered was a Middle
Oh,
Eastern
fuck
female,
no.
no older than 30, who I could tell had been beautiful before she was hacked up. The third one was very thin, probably someone who suffered from anorexia. She was definitely less bloated than the others, but that could have been because the body was fresher.
Oh.
At this point, my mind was spinning and it felt
This
hard
nigga's
to
a
breathe.
crazy ass
Vincent barely
nigga.
showed any emotion at all, probably just trying to gauge my reaction. He did hesitate slightly before revealing the last body, though. I
Ew.
couldn't tell what it had been. The entire head had been removed. Instead of a neck, there was a metal pole sticking out from between the shoulders, and mounted on top of it was a large, cone-shaped speaker. More like a megaphone or a siren than a speaker, really. The body was completely emaciated. The skin was leathery, almost like it had been mummified.
I'm gonna stop you right there. This long-winded speech of yours really just boils down to your buddy creating this monster. That's all it is, isn't it?
There's more to it. Really, we...
We? What do you mean, we?
Just listen. Right after he showed me all of that, he explained the project
You got
to
locked
me.
in because you wanted
We
that
needed help, he
dick.
said. The two of us were doing all that we could, but it wasn't enough. There was still enormous suffering, even within our immediate community. Through this loss of life, he said he could build something useful, bodies to help aid us if he could reanimate them.
This nigga
This was
is
going to be his greatest
crazy.
achievement, and he asked me to help him. He said he was very close to finishing the project, and he was sure his next one would work.
Don't
but
tell
the
me.
operation would be delicate and lengthy.
If she
Needed
go
me.
with this, oh,
So what? You're in love with this guy, and you just do anything he asks?
hell yeah.
It was complicated. I didn't say yes right away. I said I'd need time to think it over, which
then
he
the next
agreed
day.
to. I knew it was disrespectful to the people whose bodies he used. I knew it was unnatural. Seriously, kid, I was torn about it. I couldn't sleep at night. My devotion to him and my belief in his work were pitted against this
Ew.
grotesque and extremely illegal project. But he procured a body just a couple days later, and when he called on me to step up, I just couldn't refuse.
Oh, nah.
Procured a body? Jesus, did you never ask where he got them from?
Of course I did. I had a lot of questions. So many that I thought he would accuse me of prying and throw me out of his office, or worse. But he was always patient and answered every question with the same calm logic he used that first night. The bodies
'Cause
were
that
from a
nigga's a
colleague of his. With the number of
psychopath.
people that he helped, he'd won a ridiculous amount of favors and trust in the community.
And why the speakers?
That
The
too.
muscles used to create speech are much harder to control than muscles in your arms or legs. These things didn't need to talk much, but if they were going to interact with our patients, they need to speak a little. So the speakers were easier than trying to get their mouths to work. Well, we only accomplished that once. On him. I wasn't even in the room for that part. He asked me to step out, but the rest of the operation was grueling. Prepping the body took nearly 20 hours, and then we had to remove the head, attach the sirens, string wires around, graft
the
muscle
fuck?
onto metal, cover the really gross-looking parts with extra skin. Felt more like an installation than an operation in some ways. We pumped that body full of steroids, had it
I'm done
attached to
eating.
huge monitors, used electric charges. It was so experimental. I had no idea how he came up with these techniques.
Oh, all
The
right, we
head,
back. My bad.
attach the sirens, string wires around, graft muscle onto
I clicked
metal,
the
cover
one on
the
my keyboard.
really gross-looking parts
Sorry, I'm
with extra
stupid.
skin. Felt more like an installation than an operation in some ways.
Uh-huh.
We pumped that body full of steroids, had it attached to
Had
huge
him looking
monitors,
like
used electric
Arnold
charges.
Schwarzenegger.
It was so experimental. I had no idea how he came up with these techniques. If you could
Little
even call
freak.
them that.
So I was right. You made it.
Sure, we both did. I felt conflicted the entire time, but once the thing came to life, you have to understand, I thought this would only lead to good things, less suffering. I was proud to some extent. At first, it seemed to
Ew.
go really well. We would give it simple commands and it would listen. We
She's
just kept him in his office
disgusting.
doing little tasks under supervision. Then, I think, Vincent went back and worked on him a little more without me. He started growing. And
Yeah,
by
'cause
all laws
Vincent
of
was trying to
logic, that
create
shouldn't
something
have
else.
happened. He wasn't truly, really alive. At least at first. He became more violent and hard to control, and one day he just broke through the wall of the office and ran off. We tracked him down to this wooded
at
area. and
Vincent,
it wasn't
bro.
hard. He created this path of destruction wherever he went. It wasn't anything like he does now, though. He was only about 10 feet tall at the time. When we found him, he was blundering around in circles and spouting nonsense from his sirens.
In
He seemed
pain.
confused, honestly. It was all just
Yeah.
radio static and the occasional word jumble. Vincent and I tried to talk to him, but he either didn't understand us anymore or didn't care what we were saying.
Damn.
Eventually, Vincent decided he was a lost cause and wanted to try again with a sixth body. But by that point, I was thoroughly horrified at what our creation had become.
That's a good
I told
move
him I
right
was
there.
out. I couldn't continue the project anymore. And I've spent all my years since then tracking Siren Head, trying to figure out how to undo my mistake.
Milo, there you are.
Bro, don't hurt
Good
Milo,
boy,
bro.
Milo.
You don't hurt animals. That's like rule number 1. Dogs. Some animals deserve it. I said it.
Do you have any idea what grief you've brought people? I lost my whole family because of this thing.
Facts.
Who knows
like
what it's done to other people in
14
the 12
too.
years since then?
You think I haven't thought about that? I've spent my whole life trying to make up for what I did.
How could you create something you had no control over?
But we did! I don't know what Vincent did to it after that first operation. That's what made us lose control.
Sounds like you're trying to tell yourself you're not to blame. That you aren't
Facts.
responsible for everything it's done.
No, that's not true at all.
Oh. Leave her ass. Leave her ass. You got a way out. Leave her ass.
Please, you have to help me!
I don't think so. You killed my mother.
That's a villain arc right there. That's a villain arc. Is there a part 3? 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 Wait. SCP said, I don't personally care that you re-uploaded our video since we were forced to delete it, but at least give credit, or we're gonna have to flag this. Damn. They're aggressive. Hey. I'll be sure to link it. My bad, SCP. These are the creators. Link in the description. Or the comment section. It's gonna be somewhere. I don't know why they got to pressing me like that. I feel violated and scared. I'm about to cry. I'm sorry. If you and if you enjoyed the video, subscribe. Go look at SCP Animated Tales from the Foundation. They make great videos. I enjoyed this. It was great. Bye.